Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? It's your boy Andy back at you with another video. So today's a little bit of a different kind of video. I'm going to be going over one of my trades on RSHN. This has been a slow month for me so far, but Monday started pretty nicely with this play. So I'll kind of show you first like an overview of what the setup was and what I was looking at, and then I'll let you see what I was seeing in real time while I was trading it, because I recorded my screen when I was going through the trade. While I was trading it. Let's see. All right, cool. So first of all, I was playing it on this day. It had a pretty nice green day right here, but on pretty light volume, coming from a really low price. So it wasn't even really on my radar. But they put out news on this day, which was Monday yesterday, and it was some pretty good news. So it started to gap up. I saw people talking about it on Twitter. So like normal, I'm looking for my, see if it'll catch some volume and provide a nice opportunity in the morning. And if you've watched my other videos, you know exactly what I'm looking for, either the morning spike or like a dip and rip. So I'll kind of get into... All right, cool. So as you can see, the market opens up right here on this candle. So this is the first candle of the day. And immediately what I noticed is that when the market opens up, and this video is going to be more so how you read the tape and what my thought process is, and how you read the level 2. So level 2 is here, which shows you where your buyers are at on the left, sellers are at on the right. So I literally can't trade OTCs without using that information. So I'll show you how I kind of use it, and you'll see how key it is. This is my scans software, so scanz.com is the software where I use it. You got 3 market makers at the same price for a total of 10 million shares on the buyers, and only 1 seller over here for 10,000 shares, which is telling me that buyers are pretty confident, and they're likely going to have to start coming up to the ask and start pressuring these sellers and buying them out of their shares and stuff like that. The stronger it looks over here on the buyer side, the more bullish the price action is ideally going to be. So immediately we start to uptick. We've already knocked through 5-1, and now we're pressuring 5-2, 5-3. So like I talked about in my previous video, OTCs are just so one directional. So when there's volume coming in, and I noticed that there was good volume coming in on the time and sales tape and on the number of trades. How? Because from watching it every single day. So your brain is going to become a natural pattern recognition tool the more that you look at this stuff and the more that you become familiar with it. And you can kind of see this very strong action over here. 10 million shares on the bid, 3 market makers, and only 1 over here for 10,000. So I start slamming this thing right away, buying up shares. And I'm kind of just watching the tape and the level 2 to see where it's going to turn. The sellers have really no signs of life. There's barely any signs over here. 10,000, 150,000. And, we got millions over here on the buyer side. Another thing is the time and sales tape. The green means that people are buying. They're coming up and they're knocking down these sellers over here. And look at all the green. So I'm sitting pretty comfortable right now because I can see all the buying action coming through. And look at this. We're already a 10% move in what? A minute? Here, one thing you got to know with OTCs is when a stock is making its move and it starts hitting a certain level a bunch of times, but it doesn't knock through that level, that's a sign that it could potentially turn. So I got kind of scared right here because even though you have all these green prints going through at 6.4, I'm like, man, I don't know. It's taking too long because I know it can come down hard if, you know, if it doesn't get knocked through. But we still have more size over here on the bid. So I was really close to selling, but I decided, I'll let it ride. And ideally I can get out for like break even. Keep in mind, I only got like a third of my size filled. So I have a very small position anyway because it kind of skipped over my orders. Still having trouble over there, but the bidders still look pretty strong. So I'm just hoping that we get a knock through 6.4 and continue the uptrend. And then boom, 6.4 gets knocked out and we start moving again. Three market makers over here at the same price, and three over here, but less size. And the key here is to get out before it starts to turn, because it takes a while to get your executions filled on OTC stocks. See, we're still stacked up here. Our buyers look strong. Lots of shares. All of them at the same price level. 5 over here, only 2 over here at the closest price. So the buyers look strong. And we continue to move. Continue to move through 6.9. And then once we get to 7 cents, as you can see, we're still stacked up over here at the bid. And buying is still coming in, still lots of green coming through, still people buying. But again, we start to take too long. And I'm like, man, I'm just going to get out because I don't want to have to sit through a drastic pullback. This is already a 20% move, so I didn't want to be greedy, and I sold my shares into this move. And now look how it's starting to turn. You see the sellers starting to stack up. It's the first time you're seeing at least 1 million shares over here as a seller. .007 is still standing strong. 2 million over here. So, people start to notice that it's turning. And right now people are still buying, but in a couple of seconds you'll see it. And now look at this. See all the red starting to come through? And now the buyers over here, they're starting to disappear from 6.9 level. Only 3 left, 2 left, 1 left. Boom. And now we're down ticking. So because now this was like the most volume I've seen in an OTC play in like a week, because the previous week was pretty dead. But this had nice volume. It had a catalyst. So I was looking to buy a first dip to see if I can buy it and sell it into high of day. And I want to start to see where it starts to turn again from downward momentum to upwards momentum. And then boom, 1, 2, 3, 4 market makers start to stack up a pretty decent size right here at 6.2. So I'm kind of watching it to see if this is going to be my bottom level. In my head right now, I'm thinking, all right, it looks like 6.2 is probably going to stand strong. But I'm going to wait until we knock down 6.3, and I'll be really convinced. You kind of see buying is starting to come back in, green prints. And even though we didn't knock down 6.3 left, there was only one market maker left at that price. And I also have a 5.6 million share bidder right here. So buyers look really strong to me again, and I start slamming it with buys. I take 3 million shares, roughly $20,000 worth of the stock. And, I was right on the money with that. It just the green starts to come in. Bidders are stacked up right here. Buyers are strong and confident. And right here is when I start to get scared because of all this size on the, what's it called? Sellers over here. Way 6 market makers over here, only 3 over here at the same price, at the closest price. But massive volume just starts to come in, and just look at it. They just eat through all of these sellers right here. So I was really happy with that. I got my push through high of day. And now that everyone sees that it's up past high of day, I just sell my shares because it started to look weak up here. So I sold all my shares to all the greedy chasers and everything like that. And I locked in, $2,500 in a couple minutes. And that's how I use the tape and the level 2. So when I come out with my course and stuff like that, there'll be a lot more examples of this and stuff like that. And you'll see exactly, you'll see multiple scenarios about how I've used it. So I just kind of fast forward a little bit, and you'll see I sold pretty much the exact top in this area right here. And then I kind of called it a day after that. So guys, let me know if that stuff helped, and I'll be putting out, more videos, more live trades and stuff like that. Because I think that was pretty detailed and pretty valuable. Because I literally can't trade if I don't, if I'm not looking at that stuff, or if I don't understand the tape, the level 2. That's like the highest edge in the OTC market, is when you can read that stuff. So hit me like normal. Hit me if you have any questions, comments. Give me a like on the video. Appreciate it.